Hey everybody, it's Tia. I am 16 weeks and 4 days today. Sorry I haven't updated in a while. I had a lot happen since the last time I talked to you guys. I um this is gonna be a two-part video, so I can explain like everything that's happened and then do like kind of my normal video thing. Um, so last week I was at work and I had a six. I was working 6 days in a row, 12-hour days, at the gym because we were doing like a training course. And on the fourth day, halfway through the day, I went up. I got up to go to the bathroom. Went to the bathroom, and like when I wiped, there was blood. So I started freaking out and ran out of work, rushed to the ER, got to the ER, and I was crying and freaking out and trying to call Jesse and his mom and my mom, and I thought I was gonna lose the baby. I really thought I was gonna lose the baby. Um, I got into the ER. They took my pulse, and my heart rate was like out the roof because I was freaking out so bad. And um, the poor baby, same thing happened because when the mom stresses out, the baby stresses out. And so they took me back into a room and tried to find the baby's heartbeat. This was after Jesse got to the hospital. I was crying and still freaking out at this point. And Jesse had gotten there. His mom hadn't gotten there yet. And they were trying to find the baby's heartbeat. And um, when they couldn't find the heartbeat at first, I really did think that I lost the baby. It took them about a minute to find the heartbeat. And it was by far the scariest moment in my life, and I felt so hopeless. And then out of nowhere, they found the heartbeat. Like, it was really faint at first, but they did find the heartbeat, and the baby's heartbeat was about 160 because I was stressing out so much. And so after that, I kind of calmed down a little bit. I was still bleeding at this point. And they had me go do a urine sample to see if there was anything wrong with that. And then they had me do a catheter because they couldn't. I guess the urine sample I gave them had blood in it, so they had to do a catheter, which is one of the most painful things to get as a woman. I'm sure as a man too. It's extremely painful. And so I did a catheter, and then they decided they were going to do an ultrasound test to see if there was any internal bleeding in the uterus or in the placenta, if there was like a leak in the placenta somewhere. So they did an ultrasound, and the baby was so big, and it was kicking around. It was doing just fine, and we got to see his face and its feet and toes and fingers and everything like that. Like, it's a full baby now, and it I don't know, it just made me feel so much better knowing that the baby was okay. And I've been able to feel the baby kick a lot more lately, and I was feeling it like at the time of the ultrasound. Uh, and the guy said everything was fine with that, so they they just said no sex, no like I'm basically on bed rest for the next 2 weeks, and then I went and saw my doctor the day after, and they did some tests for like cultures to see if I had like a vaginal infection or something, like something caused from being pregnant. And they couldn't find anything. All my tests came back negative, so there's nothing wrong with me and there's nothing wrong with the baby. But we still don't know what the bleeding was from. So, the same thing happened to one of my friends, and she said that with her, what they found out with her was that the baby, like, early on in the first and second trimester, like the baby will detach from the wall and like attach somewhere else, and they put veins, like the way they attach is veins grow into the uterus, and when they detach, blood spills, I guess. So that could have been what it was from, or it could have been old blood, like um in my uterus that the baby had kicked out because it's getting so big now. So there's so many things that it could have been, and I'm on bed rest until the 5th. It's not necessarily bed rest. I need to be really careful with what I do. I can't do any lifting at all. Like I'm just gotta be really careful. So the baby's doing okay. We've been feeling it kick a lot more. Jesse felt it move for the first time the other night, and it freaked him out at first. He's like, "Oh my gosh, that's crazy!" And then now he like feels it every night before he goes to bed. So I'm really glad that I can finally share that with him, and it's a really magical thing to go through. So I'm gonna cut off this video and do my part 2 of 16 weeks and 4 days, just so that I don't go over my time. I don't even know what I'm at right now. So I'll go into that, and then we'll do belly shots in that one too. Alright, I'll talk to you guys in a minute.